Someone once said, I've never had bullets fly by my head, but I've experienced freedom because of men who did. Forever thankful to every veteran's sacrifice. This is Vets and Coffee, the podcast. Finally, a podcast 100% about veterans. Looking at veterans making a difference in the veterans community. We'll help veterans, and we'll spotlight veteran-owned businesses and businesses that support and hire veterans. Plus, guzzle down some amazing coffee. Welcome to Vets and Coffee, the podcast. Now your host, Tree McLean.
Good morning. How are we doing today? So we're pre-recording today out at American Legion Post 654, along with the Commander Hector Giron, my co-host over here. He's over here playing videos on his cell phone right now. And we've got a special guest on today, Houston City Leader John Kalvaitis.
Correct.
Yeah. And he's over the Operation Turkey coming up here in November. So let's let our listeners hear about what Operation Turkey is about.
Okay. Well, I'm sure everybody might have heard a little bit about Operation Turkey over the years, but just to give you a little background, it started in 2000 by a person named Richard Bagdonis. And all it was, he was on his way home with some Thanksgiving leftovers, and he stopped and gave the rest of his food to a homeless man in a wheelchair. And from that outpouring of love came 2 meals the next year, 6 meals the following year, 8 meals the following year, until we eventually got up into 600, 700. The operation was being run from a garage at one point, until now where we are nationwide, reaching over 100,000 people in 31 cities under directorship of Brian Tober out of Austin. I got involved back in 2016 myself. My wife said, hey, let's volunteer. And I'm like, all right, great. What do you want to do? Let's pick a good cause. Well, Operation Turkey looks good. I'm like, okay. So that year we delivered 2 meals. And from 2 meals and 6 years ago, now I'm the Operation City Leader of Houston, working with Hector Giron, Tim Stroud, Will Mixon, William Hernandez, Bob Gebhardt. And just a host. There's so many people I could talk about that just volunteer every year, most of them veterans, for Operation Turkey. And what we do, we get together all of the fixings, the turkeys, the day before Thanksgiving. We already purchased all the food through donations only, because everything's 100% nonprofit, and everything's just donations we get from you out in the community. We get everything together. We smoke the turkeys the night before. We call that the turkey tailgate, or the complete day. We get together all the sides and portion them out in cups and everything. And then on Thanksgiving Day, we have 3 different sites: the Elks Lodge in Katy, the American Legion in Pasadena, and the American Legion here in Spring Branch, where we get all that together and we deliver it out to people who requested meals, as little as 2 meals, or they could be 300 or 400 or 500 meals. And we basically were done usually about like around 12, 1 o'clock, and we get all that together and we deliver it out to them.
And these aren't veterans; these are just anyone.
There's anybody can come and volunteer. The majority of the leaders throughout the years have been veterans, because it was started by veterans. But anybody can come out, and we welcome you. If you can come out for 30 minutes, an hour, if you want to do the whole day, that would be great. But there's no limit. If you want to donate $2, if you wanted to donate $100, you can donate $2,500. We've had large and small donation, doesn't matter. The amount of time you come out and donate doesn't matter. It's what you want to give, because nobody gets a paycheck from top to bottom.
Right.
Everybody's just volunteering their time, whether it's doing stuff like we're doing now. We started actually in May, having meetings, doing marketing, publicizing everything that we're doing, trying to get more donations, because as everybody, I'm sure they're well aware of this year with the inflation, prices have gone up probably about 50%. This year alone, not to mention the last 3 years, everything's gone up about 150%. So if it used to cost $20,000 to put it on, now it's costing us almost $30,000 or more to put it on. But yeah, just to let everybody know, again, everything is just by donation. So whatever you guys are out there giving, that's what we use to go out and purchase the food, purchase the containers, and get everything out there. The firewood, everything that we can get donated. Nobody, like I said, nobody gets a check. Nobody's making any money off this. Everything that comes in is 100% put into the effort.
do you have some big sponsors now?
We do. Some of our main sponsors we can just talk about are Houston Police Officers Union, U.S. Family Health Plan, Walgreens, Exclusive Furniture, Sam Zabia, a good friend of mine, Residential Furniture, Crisis Health Plan, Rotary International District 5890, Good Company Barbecue, Goya. Big shout out to Goya. They let us store all of our food and everything that we need to store out there free of charge. I got to give them a big shout out. Werner Firewood. Helping with the firewood along with Good Company Barbecue. Those are probably some of our main sponsors right there.
Oh, that's awesome. That's good. Yeah, Goya is real good people. Yeah, I got you turned off, Hector, because we don't want to hear you anyway. No, I'm kidding. You're turned off.
No, I just wanted to add that the Rotary, all the Rotaries around the Houston area are big contributors.
They're chipping in.
Yeah, Mr. Tim Stroud and Mr. Bob Gibbard go around to all the Rotary clubs and get a lot of donations from them. So shout out to the Rotary clubs.
Yeah. I had Tim Stroud on a couple weeks ago, and he dove off into Operation Turkey a little bit and so forth. But tell us about it. We were over at my buddy's mother co-host, Ricky Cruz from HTX Spike Camp.
Okay.
He's got that fitness center over off of 34th Street, 9,000 square feet. He said if you want to use his facility for giving out turkey or whatever, you can use it as well.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's Ricky Cruz if y'all want to, talk
sweet.
with him or something like that. But he's got a location over on 34th Street close to North Shepherd.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
he was interested in helping out if you need some help.
Sweet.
Yeah. So, but anyone can get this food. It's just not veterans getting the food. It's homeless. It's low-income families. It's just anyone.
Correct. They go to operationturkey.com and they can request meals. There's no stipulation. It's not like when somebody says they need a meal, we're assuming it's people that are in need, that need and we're not going to turn anybody down. We don't say, hey, show us your paycheck. We don't do that.
Yeah.
Somebody requests a meal, they can request 2 meals. They could request 20 meals. It could be a women's shelter. It could be a children's shelter. It could be a Salvation Army. They could request 400 meals. And once we start the period where we let people put in their request, we let it get up to about 8,000 or so. Then we shut it off. And the last 250 or so, we start distributing out to people that we know that need the meals that didn't request it. And then, like I said, usually every year we're right about between 8,250 to 8,500, give or take a few meals this way or that way. But yeah, anybody can request a meal. If they're in need and they're not going to have a hot meal on Thanksgiving Day and they want to surprise their kids or surprise their family, to get something they normally wouldn't have had that day, go to operationturkey.com and request a meal.
Is there a facility they can go to eat this at, or is it go to their homes or what? Or
yeah, when they request a meal at operationturkey.com, it basically they put in their address, they put in their name, they put in their phone number. We deliver the meals to them. When we're delivering the meals, everything's prepared, everything's made, cooked. You don't have to do anything. You can heat it up if you want to put it in your microwave or something like that. But the turkeys are cooked, the condiments are already there, the pumpkin pie's in there, the potatoes, the yams, the corn, the green beans, the turkey, of course. I mean, everything's already in there in a clamshell, ready to go, and they can just eat.
Awesome. That's great. So, what do you need still?
I know it'll seem repetitive because I'm going to keep saying it. The more you're going to ask me more questions, I'm going to keep telling you, it's money this year. Because the overall price last year alone, the price of turkeys went from, on average, we would pay in the past 79 cents, 89 cents. Last year was $1.59. This year, the different outlets, and I've reached out to over a dozen, $2, $2.59 a pound. I mean, it's not, it's not their fault. It's inflation. The prices are going up. I mean, everywhere. I mean, have you seen everything going up at Costco or Sam's or Walmart or Kroger or H-E-B, wherever you may shop? So it's not anyone, it's not them trying to like, hey, let's see how much they need. That's just what's going on right now. Yeah. And unfortunately, I mean, we have to deal with it. We're a charity organization. So we're just depending on everybody listening to this podcast right now. Hey, we need your help because it's going to cost more to feed the amount of people that we're feeding every year. Again,
is there a website that people can go to donate?
Absolutely. They can go to operationturkey, just like it sounds, .com, and that'll give them a link and everything where they can go and they can donate money.
Awesome. That's great. operationturkey.com.
Yes, sir.
That's great. Yeah, I've got of course we have video podcasts platforms. We have video audio platforms, podcasts. So we have people just listening as well. So OperationTurkey.com. If you want to help out and make a donation, that would be wonderful. Are you still needing volunteers?
Volunteers are a big thing too. We have we call it Turkey Tailgate the day before, and basically what that is we get all the turkeys. We distribute them to the 3 sites: the Elks Lodge in Katy, the American Legion Pasadena, the American Legion in Spring Branch. We pick up all the supplies from Goya that we've already stored there. We bring them all out to the different sites. We probably fire up the pits at about 6:30 in the morning. Get the turkeys on them at about 8:30, 9 o'clock or so. And we spend the whole day before Thanksgiving basically smoking the turkeys, bringing them up, getting them cooked. And then while that's going on inside the actual sites, people are portioning up the green beans, the yams, the mashed potatoes, and cutting the pumpkin pie. The last things that go into the actual containers on Thanksgiving Day is the turkey and then the pumpkin pie. And then once that's done, we start stacking them up on tables, and then they go out to the people who requested them. But volunteers, yes. The day before, we need a lot of volunteers because we have to get everything ready, and it is time consuming. But with the outpouring over the last couple of years, we've had a little bit less because of COVID. But we have masks if you want to wear masks. We have gloves if you're worried about touching the food or contaminating the food. We'll have hand sanitizer and everything like that. We'll even do temperature checks if we want to do it again this year. And then the day of, yes, it's Thanksgiving Day, and we know you want to be with your families, but we're usually there on Thanksgiving Day from about 8 until noon, and that's about when we start wrapping things up and get everything cleaned up in the different sites and head home. So as many volunteers as possible, drivers especially, because we service anywhere from the Woodlands to Lake Jackson. So we've got a wide area of people that
so you need volunteers on Thanksgiving Day as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, so that's all. Okay, great. So I lost my train of thought for a second there. I just thought of something, but and it's post 654 here in Spring Branch.
Yes, sir. American Legion Post 654 under the guidance of the new Commander Hector Giron.
That's it.
This is one of 3 host sites. We have the American Legion Post 521 in Pasadena.
Yeah.
Who's a second site, and then we have the Elks Lodge number 2426 in Katy.
Okay.
2628.
2620. I'm sorry.
2628.
You got any other thing on your notes that I missed?
Let me see. Let me check my notes here. Well, we can give you the site leaders. Let's see. Bob Gephardt's out in Pasadena. Hector and myself are here in Spring Branch, and the Elks Lodge in Katy is Paul Kurt
And Tim Stroud.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Mr. Tim.
Yeah. Mr. Tim. Yeah. He was actually on Raul Marino's podcast last Thursday night.
That's right.
Yeah.
The Charlie Mike.
The Charlie Mike
yes.
podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, I caught that. That was good.
Yeah, it was. It was a good episode. Yeah. Tim's a heck of a speaker.
Yes, he is.
He is.
Yes, he is. I tell him that all the time. I wish that.
He's got a really nice dog too.
Oh, Colton.
Yeah, Colton. Yeah.
So you got a great voice for the radio too.
I've been working on my radio body for a long time, so that's why my voice is going. So
I got the radio body already.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, this is going to be a neat event. What is that noise in the background?
Oh,
Yep, Hector's phone.
Hector.
Sorry,
Hector.
guys. Been going off all day.
Is your wife sending photos to you again?
No, I got another meeting here in 30
Okay.
minutes.
All right. Now. Oh. Yeah, I tried. So, real quick, I got 3 blends of coffee here with me today. Just want to go over those real quick. Y'all can get off if you want. Or
No. We couldn't hear you. You were talking to the.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I was talking to the coffee. Yeah, I brought 3 blends with me today. Just to go over real quick. I've got my Zero Dark 30, which is a double dark roast. It's a coffee from El Salvador, and it is delicious. It's if you want to clean out your colon, it's a good coffee.
I don't think I need it. I just eat food.
Then I've got my Cross Sabers coffee, which is a medium dark roast, which is using the Zero Dark 30 and a medium roast coffee to make it. And it's got a woody flavor to it. It's really good. And it benefits the 1st Cavalry Division Association. And it's sold at the Cross Sabers gift shop in Killeen.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's a really good coffee. And of course, my top selling, my Texas Bourbon Pecan, which is a real good seller. Do you drink coffee?
I can honestly say I've had this before from, I think I got a couple bags of it last year, or it was either last year or the year before, one of Hector's functions. I think he was giving out Christmas trees. And if anybody likes coffee, I mean, forget Starbucks, forget McDonald's coffee. This stuff here, you're going to drink it and you're never going to want to drink anything else. It's crisp, it's clean and bold, and you don't need to put anything in it. You're going to love it.
Yeah, Tim Stroud Actually, I did coffee for him when he was running for Congress. He had Congress coffee.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, strong but a little nutty.
Sounds like Tim.
Yeah, that's it. So, well, we thank y'all for coming on today. If anyone's looking for Bailey, she's underneath the table. She's a little under the weather today. In fact, we're going to leave here and go to the veterinarian office and see what's wrong with her. I think she's got a little bit of an ear infection. But once again, we thank y'all for coming on.
Yeah, definitely.
You're welcome, man. Thanks for having us out here.
Yeah.
Check us out on Facebook and on Instagram.
Yeah. And once again, it's operationturkey.com. Check that out. And one more thing, be sure to check out our show sponsors, patriotknifecoffee.com, and you can use the discount code podcast and save 20% off your order. And also check out charliemikemilitaryapparel.com. And you get free shipping through him right now. So we thank y'all for being on today. And y'all have a great day. But one thing I always like to remember is never let them be forgotten.
You've been listening to Vets and Coffee, the podcast. As you can see, veterans and coffee are Tree's passions, and we want to make a difference in the veterans community. And with your help and continued listenership, we'll do exactly that. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. See you next time on Vets and Coffee, the podcast.